And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, "If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout." And today we're currently featuring over 3,400 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. And we also have a newer series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting. A 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is that I have all the actual masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics and current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher level of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 5 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia specifically, and in addition, we're running our newer number 5 Hocus Pocus Internet SDR receiver, loaded with 50 additional pre-programmed Internet SDR locations spread out over 20 states across the eastern half of the United States, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 5 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. These are run as a directional scanner array with a manual voting system 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR, specially oriented resonant tune dipole antenna. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. And today we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. As we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all our stations checking into the Qso-Vlog net to keep their band pass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now, with all that being said, let's open it up and see who's out there. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
W9OBS.
Roger, OBS. Roger, what's the name there?
Roger, OBS. Roger, what's the name there? The name is Donald here, and it's a Whiskey Niner, Oscar Bravo X-ray. I think you might have heard me earlier. I was trying to get my mobile rig tuned up. I think you might have been past above the noise floor.
Oh, Roger. And what was that call again one more time?
Oh, Roger. And what was that call again one more time? So, Whiskey Niner, Oscar Bravo X-ray.
Roger, I miss on that last syllable, but it's OBX, is that correct?
OBX, is that correct? Yes.
Roger there. And what's the location, sir?
And what's the location, sir? The location here is in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm on my base station, not the mobile.
Roger, and what radio is that?
Roger, and what radio is that? This is an FT950, just barefoot, and it's a 40-meter tuned, just a wire, just inverted V. My tower at about 40 feet up in the air, and so yeah, that's about it. Pretty simple.
Roger, Donald, your audio looks good. You have good ballistics there, about 3 dB dynamic range, which means that your average percent peak modulation is about 80 to 85%. One thought would be to maybe come up a couple of clicks on your treble EQ to facilitate good articulation. Need, in my estimation, just a little more definition to your audio. So I would say a 2 clicks boost, treble EQ, depending on what kind of EQ you have in your radio there. If you have, do you have a selectable EQ in your transmitter?
A selectable EQ in your transmitter? No, negative. I've got like notch filters and whip and contour, shift, things like that. But I don't. There's not an actual like a EQ on this, at least that I know of.
Yes, sir. I think, gosh, if you have width and intensity, I'm pretty sure you would have frequency. So let me just pass along. The ideal push frequency is 2.7 kilohertz. 2.7 kilohertz. If you do find out that you can adjust that treble frequency, we want 2.7 kilohertz, width of 4. So that's width of 4, two clicks boost, and the frequency is 2.7 kilohertz. Roger.
And the frequency is 2.7 kilohertz. Roger.
Okay, I did the width to 2.7. I moved it, so I'm not sure how it changes anything. I got everything else contoured. Everything else is the same, but I did do the 2.7 kilohertz on the width. I'm not sure how that made any difference.
Yeah, let's check about that. You should have adjustable. This is a different deal. As just a minute ago we were talking about audio equalization, but you also have a thing called transmit bandwidth, and I usually deal with that first because it's so important. And what we're looking for, you probably have options. Maybe 3 options of what your transmit bandwidth TBW should be, and we really prefer the 100 to 2900 TBW because that gives your transmitter the opportunity to be all that it can be, and then gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. So looking for 100 to 2900 on your transmit bandwidth. Roger.
For 100 to 2900 on your transmit bandwidth. Roger.
Okay, roger that. I'm going to have to make notes here, I guess, and then I'll probably have to go through the menu and the manual. But I am making notes, and I'm also on my way out of town, so I was trying to set up my mobile rig, and just wanted to reach out to you and make some contact here. So yeah, I'm making some good notes. If you have any other suggestions when it's time to look at the menu, I would love to look up the owner's manual and try to get all these adjustments.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the sequence is first to get that TBW working as best you can, 100 to 2900. Then move to your compressor processor on at just a third of its capabilities. That would be a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Just a third of that compressor processor capability. Then move to your ALC, your automatic noise limiter meter, and with mic gain in hand, and as you say the secret word, audio, don't worry about the last half of that word, it's just the first part, you become a human test generator, and I want you to take your hand on that microphone level and adjust it for 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter. So that's 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter as you say the word audio and manipulate the gain to where it does read that on your ALC meter. Roger?
Manipulate the gain to where it does read that on your ALC meter. Roger?
Okay, yeah, this is good. This is good stuff. I'm making all these notes. ALC 7 or 2/3 and say okay, this is excellent.
Yes, sir, and be sure now when you say that you don't stress it. You just say it like any other word in a QSO. You just, because if you stress that word and your level's hotter than your normal speech pattern, then it's, you have an erroneous reading, so, or adjustment to your mic level. So what I would suggest is, you just say that audio, just as you would say any other word in a QSO, and adjust the mic level until your ALC meter is running 7 to 2/3, Roger?
Your ALC meter is running 7 to 2/3, Roger?
Yeah, roger that. That sounds really good.
Alrighty, and then I think you'll be in good shape. What microphone are you using right now?
I think you'll be in good shape. What microphone are you using right now?
It's just the standard, the stock microphone. It's a Qso M831.
Roger. That's a hand mic, Roger?
Roger. That's a hand mic, Roger?
Yep, Yep, roger that. I've got it on tone 2 on the back. I could change to tone 1 and to see if there's any difference there.
I would leave it just like it is there and crank in a couple of clicks of treble EQ additional from where you are. And also the hand mic, the best way to use that hand mic is pull it to the corner of your lips. Actually touch the corner of your lips and talk across it. Do not talk into it, talk across it. That'll give you a whole lot less mouth noise and stuff. Roger?
A whole lot less mouth noise and stuff. Roger?
Okay, yeah, roger that. That's what I'm doing right now. I've got it about, 2 inches from my mouth, and I'm talking 90 degrees to it across the diaphragm, so to speak.
Roger. Now, try something. Actually touch the corner of your lips. Touch the corner of your lips as you're speaking, Roger.
Touch the corner of your lips. Touch the corner of your lips as you're speaking, Roger.
Okay, yeah, now I'm touching that. Microphone's on the corner of my lips, and I am talking directly across the diaphragm, not straight into it. Roger?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ideal. I could not tell that you were using a hand mic. It sounded like a studio mic. And so that's the advantage of operating the hand mic that way. It gets it out of the plosive traffic. And, because the electret microphone is a pretty, well, all microphones are sensitive, and you want to take, liberties as far as maybe applying certain things. Like I would suggest, whether you're running a dynamic microphone or an electret microphone, a foam windscreen that fits over the microphone. It's so beautiful. I mean, after you put the foam windscreen on there, you can pretty much approach that microphone any way you want. Head in, sideways, upside down. Yeah, that filter just does beautiful. So, and they're only like about $4 or $5. So, and you can probably order it from Amazon or somebody, and get it the next day. And it's just, like I say, it's just that final thing to bring your station to, total capabilities. We all have capabilities of getting on the air, but then once past that, you start thinking about maybe refining the audio system technically, or sometimes one has to change maybe their approach to how they speak on a microphone. There is this thing called proximity effect, which is a statement that says the closer that you get to a microphone element, you have a bass buildup. So the closer you get, the more bottom end you're going to have. So sometimes you can do an EQ without actually having an electronic EQ to work from. It's just how you address the microphone, Roger.
It's just how you address the microphone, Roger.
Okay, yeah, roger that. That sounds really good. I do play music in some bands. It's been a while, but I used to play, and so I do like the audio, trying to increase the audio. So these are things I've never heard, and so definitely gonna take advantage of the studying up more on what you're telling me when I get back from my trip, and then I might even try to include some of these items in my mobile rig while I'm on my trip. I'll have some downtime. I just put a Yaesu HD7D in my van, and I just got some ham sticks put on the back. So that's what I'm going to be after I get off this QSO with you. I'll probably be packing up and going to try the 20 meters on the road, driving down the road. So and I may play around with the mic there too if I get some contact. And see that. So yeah, this is all excellent information. I'm talking across the mic, corner of my mouth. So hopefully my audio sounds a little bit better than it was at the start of the QSO. Over.
Roger, Donald. Well, we are recording since 3:30. So if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3400, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger.
And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger.
Okay, Roger, that's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor.
That's a Roger. Name here is Jim, Juliet India Mike, and we are located down around Louisville, Kentucky, just across the river from Louisville, over in Indiana, Roger.
Just across the river from Louisville, over in Indiana, Roger.
Yeah, Roger Roger that. I just drove through Louisville for the first time back in March. I was coming back from a ski trip. I like to go take a month out west to skiing, and we took the northern route instead of going through the lower part of like Paducah. We came across Louisville. Very nice. I wanted to spend some time there, but we just didn't have the time. But I'd like to get back and visit. It looks like looks from the interstate. Looks like a very interesting city so it's on my list to spend more time in.
Roger. It's maybe not as, oh gosh, I can't say that, comparing it to like Nashville, but it's a nice town, and I like it. New Albany is across the river there. It's a nice little hamlet that gets you out of the all the hustle and bustle of that Louisville, the major city, quote unquote. So gosh, glad to have you in our neighborhood. To give us a shout there. There's quite a few VHF, UHF repeaters in the area. I think there's like about 18 VHF and UHF repeaters. So if you have a VHF, UHF unit with you, you could probably do well. Even a small handheld unit,
do well. Even a small handheld unit,
Okay, yeah, roger that. That's what I do a lot is some of the local feeders here. Very familiar with those guys. And so, awesome. That sounds good. Are you on this frequency on a regular basis?
I'm on this frequency 7188 every Friday afternoon from 3:30 till 5. Every Friday afternoon, 3:30 till 5, Roger?
Till 5. Every Friday afternoon, 3:30 till 5, Roger?
Yeah, roger that. I'm writing that down. So once I make some, I'll do some changes on the audio, and then maybe see how those do with recording. So I'll start to check back maybe next week and see how my progress is going.
Roger. Donald, only one thought about your mobile unit. You might want to approach compression processor levels very closely, because you have usually such a higher ambient noise level in a mobile that any compression or processing would add to that, and I'm not sure that necessarily that would be the best thing. You'd have to get a report from somebody if there's too much noise in there. You could back off your compression. I certainly wouldn't go over a 3 in a mobile unit. And I would also pay particular attention to the lower EQ frequencies of the microphone in the mobile. Since most of the ambient noise is of low frequency, you can change your signal-to-noise ratio by simply rolling off some of that bass frequency. Roger.
Some of that bass frequency. Roger.
Okay, yeah, roger that. That sounds good. This will be the first time I've just had VHF, UHF in the van, and it is an old van inside. Sometimes I wear earmuffs. If I'm going on a long trip, or I wear some noise canceling like earplugs, noise isolated earplugs just to save my ears. So, this will be very interesting. I need to make sure that my the hand stick doesn't stick up above 13 feet 6 inches, so I don't hit any overpasses. But I'm going to do my best driving down the road, and certainly if I don't break the hand stick driving down the road, once I get out to the Outer Banks, there's lots of water around the Pamlico Sound, and I think that's going to be a good opportunity to try to orient the van in a certain direction to reach out. Maybe I've heard I can use the van as somewhat of a Yagi to help direct some of the signal from the ground plane of the van. So it'll be a good experiment. I'm kind of looking forward to trying out all this new setup. And Roger.
Roger, I think the prognostication for the radiation pattern is that it's an egg coming from the antenna across to the front of your vehicle. So it's if your antenna is mounted to the left rear, your radiation max would be to the right front. So it kind of goes something like that, Roger.
Okay, yeah. I tried to set the microphone. It's on the rear door, and it's centered as close as I can get centered. It's not quite centered, but it's within a foot of being centered over the van, and it's as high as I could get it. I need to actually go check it because I just tuned it with a little nano VNA, and I had to raise the width up a little higher, so I need to make sure what my height is before I start going down the road. But yeah, I think I've heard that. Yeah, it'll go like, I guess when I'm driving east, stations west might have a hard time, but as I come back to the west, stations throughout North America should have a better time.
Yeah, Roger. Just think it's going to be off if it's the antenna's on the back left, it's going to be off the front right. Left rear for the antenna, and right front for the radiation pattern coming off. And as more you appreciate and approximate the center of that roof line, then the more omni that pattern would take, Roger.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Kind of the sort of acts like a director, the van body. So yeah, okay, sounds good. All right, well, let me get going here. I need to go start packing some stuff up and finishing up my work day. And this has been a fantastic QSO. I've got lots of information and lots of homework to do, which is going to be fun. And I'll definitely be reaching out if I can next Friday. I've already put down the date, so hopefully I'll be around to try to maybe finish up and circle back on my progress.
Roger, Donald 73, sir. You have a great afternoon and a good trip, and arrive safely wherever you're going, and then safely back. 73. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Delta 8 Hotel Echo.
All right, but there's one between 8 and Hotel Echo. Is that a Roger? There's another letter there?
No, there is not another letter. Simply Hotel Echo.
Yes, sir, Hotel Echo. And what's the name there?
The name is Harry. If you got a reasonable copy on me, I did talk with you several weeks ago. And you helped me tune up my IC7300. I just happened to hear you on, and I thought I would say hello.
Yes, sir. And let's see, Harry, whereabouts are you, sir? Or is that Henry?
And let's see, Harry, whereabouts are you, sir? Or is that Henry?
It's Harry. Hotel Alpha, Radio Yankee, Harry, and I am in Beckley, West Virginia.
Roger, Harry, and what radio are you running right now?
Roger, Harry, what radio are you running right now?
I am on an ICOM 7300.
Roger that, Harry. And we did check for your transmit bandwidth then, didn't we?
We did check for your transmit bandwidth then, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We gave this 7300 a good tune-up, and it has worked very well for me since.
Yes, sir, I can see it sounds just beautiful, and your dynamic range is about 3 dB, so your average percent of peak modulation is 80 to 85%. Really sounds nice. So now that I've got you there, why don't you tell me about maybe the best thing you like about amateur radio, Roger?
The best thing you like about amateur radio, Roger?
Well, the best thing I like about amateur radio is it is a challenge in regard to being able to set up equipment and see your equipment perform. I'm running a very station here, ICOM 7300, no amplifier, on an 85-foot wire fed to about 30 foot of RG8 coax. Nothing fancy. The ICOM 7300 likes the wire pretty well. It tunes up on all bands from 6 meters up to 40, and I've made many good contacts with this simple rig, and I think that's the thing I like the most about it.
Oh, Roger. Well, that 7300 is just a beautiful work of art. That's what you're listening to right here. I think that's one of the best transmitters that I've ever heard is in the 7300. It's just crystal clear, no distortion, and it sounds like just beautiful. Roger?
Just beautiful, Roger.
Roger. Well, I don't know. The band conditions aren't so great, but you are very easy an S9 here in West Virginia. I did try to make a couple contacts up the band a little bit earlier, and into Canton, Ohio especially, and he had a very difficult time picking me out. So I don't know, probably just band conditions. But you're also very clear, very crisp, and signal strength is right up there, right on the S9 range. Over.
Roger. Yeah, well, we, do our best. Right now I'm copying you on my PA SDR. I have a chevron on the right side, my lower right side of my screen that shows where the audio is coming from. I have a 6-position rotary selector, and I have 5 SDRs in my local audio, and so I rotate between those, and this chevron kind of tells you what the signal is from the different locations across the United States, mainly the eastern part of the United States. And one of my thoughts is that somebody running 100 watts in the eastern part of the United States should be, copyable somewhere. I mean, like an 8 or 9 somewhere, and I have, like I say, these 5 SDRs that are across the eastern part of the state, United States, from New York down to Georgia, and then you have ship coming in from Florida, and also from Canada to New York and like that. But anyway, so I'm telling you about this chevron. If you come back and we talk a little bit more, I will run down my chevrons, and you'll be able to hear what you sound like in different parts of the country at the same time. Roger?
In different parts of the country at the same time. Roger?
Roger, yes. I did listen to the YouTube video of my visit with you the very first time, and I did notice that you had an indicator to your right of the SDR, the Northern Utah group SDR on occasion just to be able to hear someone. And it's interesting how well that works. I've not tried any of the East Coast SDRs, and I just stumbled into the Utah SDR quite by mistake. But it's been fun to make some comparisons between what my radio hears and what the SDR out there in the West does. It's pretty fascinating to me. So that's my experience with the SDR rigs. I know there's a list of radios probably across the country and probably overseas, but I have not had time to research those to any great degree. This is KDAHE Kilo Delta 8 Hotel Echo. Back to you.
Roger, Hotel Echo. Yeah, they're, gosh, I forget how many thousands of SDR receivers there are around the world. They have a map, SDR map, that shows the location of, I think, most of these SDR units, and it's it's the whole United States, and you can just kind of pan through the countries. It's a map, and you can pan through or up and down, whatever, and see all of these SDRs, and you can just tap on the SDR location, and it will take you right there. I'm pretty sure that's the way that works, or it would give you, a place to tap that you can go go visit that location. It's just amazing capability, I think. And we use them primarily to be able to pull out 100-watt stations that are having maybe antenna problems or antenna orientations that might not be in our favor, and also just general conditions that are not that favorable. Roger?
Conditions that are not that favorable. Roger?
Roger, that actually is something that I did use a couple of times to make some contacts in this parks on the air deal that goes on. I was unable to hear the station I was contacting clearly, and I did use the SDR as my receiver. Now, I don't I don't know if that is we'll say kosher per se, but it's not much different than having a separate transmitter and receiver. I was using the transmitter of the 7300, but using the receiver of the SDR to hear my contact, and quite frankly, it worked pretty well. Over.
Yes, sir. That's exactly the way to use it. Now, there are some circuitry things that you need to do, such as automatic mute when you hit your transmit button, that it mutes your speaker. And then so you can have all mannerisms of audio, but when you hit the transmit switch, all that is muted, and so it doesn't make any difference what SDR you're listening to or your local receiver or whatever. They're just muted when you transmit. That's the main thing. And also external volume control that you might need to adjust from time to time. The system that we use audio-wise is a subwoofer that makes the monitor system good down to about 40 cycles of listening, and it really, oh boy, I tell you, if you've never plugged in an amp to your 7300 audio out, you're in for a real treat, Roger.
7300 audio out. You're in for a real treat, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, I understand. Well, I was using my automatic volume control with my hand on my speaker on my computer speakers. I tell you, I could hear myself occasionally, and it reminded me of working satellites full duplex. I used to have a satellite station here years ago, and it was always really confusing to hear yourself on the downlink when you were transmitting, and that basically to me sounded like about the same effect. Over.
Oh yes, sir. It's called latency. Internet latency, and this is not a predictable thing, because there's a whole lot of things that determine what the latency is of the station, and I've had latencies of like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, even a 4-second latency. Ooh, boy. But see, the neat part is when I'm talking, I've got it muted, so it can be an 8-second delay. It's not going to affect my transmit, and when I back off transmit, then I pick it up wherever the latency may have brought me. Roger?
Wherever the latency may have brought me. Roger?
Roger, I understand. I noticed that when I saw the YouTube video, how you had that delay built in there, and I wondered what the practical usage of that might be. Over.
Roger, that is the latency of the Internet SDR that I'm copying. It's nothing that I'm doing. It's just the latency of the SDR receiver getting back to my system. Roger?
Receiver getting back to my system. Roger?
Okay, yeah, I understand. Well, I noticed that, and I was kind of curious as to what was going on, but I'm sure you had a reason, or that was something inherent to your system. So anyway, I just wanted to jump in and say hello. You certainly did help me out the last time, and wanted to thank you. I've had with this thing, and it's especially on these parks on the air pileups that come about. You can tell the stations that have got the big power, you know, and you pretty much have to have a little system by which to know when to pipe in on the pileup. And I've been pretty how can you say, successful, so to speak. So it's been a lot of fun using a simple radio and a simple antenna system. Again, nothing fancy, and I think it's worked out pretty well for me. Over.
Roger that. Yeah, and I'm looking at your audio system off my 7300 audio out on a VU meter is one thing, and then I have a frequency meter showing me your curve. And gosh, on the ballistics, you are running about 3 dB dynamic range. So again, what I'm saying your average percent of peak modulation is up around 80-85%. And as I'm looking at your audio on my VU meter, I can tell by the way the VU meter hangs as to what your dynamic range level would be within reason there, and like I said, it does seem to be about a 3 dB dynamic range. So you're a nice fat audio and a good curve audio wise, Roger.
Fat audio and a good curve audio wise, Roger.
Roger. I certainly appreciate the help you gave me. I'm going to need to sign clear. I just wanted to jump in and say hello and say thank you again, and I will. I'm assuming that I'll be on YouTube again this time. I'll drop by and take a look. Would that be so?
Oh, Roger, yes. Come by, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook will take you to this recording, cut number 1 out of 3400, and I'll have it up by Friday, by tomorrow noon, Roger?
By tomorrow noon, Roger.
Okay, very good. Well, I appreciate your help again, and hope you have a good afternoon or evening, however you want to term it. And I'll go ahead and sign clear. KC9VKV. This is Kilo Delta 8 Hotel Echo. We'll be off and clear on your final. Thank you very much, sir.
Roger, Hotel Echo. In that last transmission, you were probably about 15 over on the PA SDR, so just a beautiful signal. I think you'll really be able to enjoy your audio. So 73, Harry, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Yeah, good afternoon. Whiskey 4. Quebec to Juliet. Whiskey 4, Quebec, Juliet. And I'm in North Carolina, south of Greensboro, and the name is John.
Roger, John, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, John, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Yeah, this is Kenwood CS 590.
Roger that. What is the age of that radio? Is it fairly new or older or what?
What is the age of that radio? Is it fairly new or older or what?
No, I purchased this radio in 2011.
Roger, 2011. Okay, well, if you would, why don't you tell me about your antenna system for about 15 seconds, and let me see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
15 seconds, and let me see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Okay. Yeah, this W4QJ now is an old bazooka antenna that I made, probably 40 years ago. And it's configured as an inverted Z, and the apex is up about 25 feet. W4QJ.
Roger, and what was the name was John? Is that a Roger?
Correct.
Alrighty, John, looking at your audio, need just a little bit more. I worked you down to my local receiver, which is the 7300, which has really good frequency response, much better than the internet SDR signals. Probably the SDR signals are rolling off at about 250, maybe 300 cycles, or maybe a little bit higher on some, but the 7300 is, I've got it flat down to 100 cycles, so you really sound good. You're just a little noisier than what you would be on some of those SDRs, but the frequency response of your audio is just perfect on that 7300 audio out. Roger?
Okay, yeah, I'm running a Heil microphone here. This is a, what they call it, GM5. And it's, right now I'm running it on the rag 2 setting. This is the so-called what it's done. That thing what it's done.
Roger, John, looking around to see if I could get a better signal. It's kind of coming and going all the way across the country. It seems like like I say, I have SDRs from New York down to Georgia, and it seems like that your signal is fading in and out. I tried to keep you on my local antenna, but it did get a little noisy there. What I wanted to ask you was if that radio, the transmit bandwidth, could or is that signal 100 to 2900 on your transmit bandwidth? Are you familiar with that?
You're talking about adjusting my transmitted bandwidth?
Yes, sir. You have a selection, usually a choice of what you want your transmit bandwidth TBA to be, and we suggest the 100 to 2900 because it allows your transmitter to be all that it can be frequency response wise, but then gives you just a slice of daylight to stay out of other people's conversations. So the magic number on that TBA, transmit bandwidth TBW, is 100 to 2900, Roger. And you should be able to select that or crank that in, Roger.
Yeah, I can certainly do it on the receive side. I'll have to, I've had this radio a long time, and I never thought about the transmit side. And by the way, you're consistently, you are 5.9 to 10 over, and that's with the no preamplifier turned on with this Kenwood W4QJ.
Roger, sir. Now, your radio, it might be older to the fact that, the thing was that the first radios were kind of restricted from the top end. They were like 26, 25, 26, 22 some, But as the evolution of sideband has been coming along, the frequency response capabilities have been accentuated to a fact of this, like the 7300 offers you 3 different transmit bandwidths, TBWs, and one of those is that 100 to 2900. So that is the one that we suggest because it will, the thing is, when you start rolling off the top end, like that 29, if you bring it to 27, 26, what you're actually doing is attenuating the top end frequency response of the transmitter. And the thing is that all the articulation, speech articulation occurs usually in the upper spectrums of the audio range, and so we need all the top end we can get to keep our articulation up to snuff, because there's so many problems that can occur in the transmitted amateur signal, just noise in general, the heterodynes, static bursts, all kinds of stuff. So we want our audio signal to be as intelligible as it can as it starts off. Roger?
Right, I'm just looking at the transmit cutoff frequencies here. At the low end, it's 300, and at the high end, it's 2,700.
Yes, sir. Now, do you have any options to change those? Can you put different frequencies in yourself manually?
Can you put different frequencies in yourself manually?
Oh, sure. Yeah. What do you want me to do? Bump up the high cut to 29?
Yes, sir. 100 to 2900 is what we suggest. It's just a beautiful signal. Like I said, it allows your transmitter to be all that it can be, and then gives you a little slice of daylight between 29 and 3 to keep you from interfering with other audio signals. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Well, actually, I'm broader now, because I put the low cut in at 100 hertz, and then the high cut is up there at 2,900.
Roger, Roger. So that's what we're looking for. 100 to 2,900. It allows your transmitter to be all that it can be. Now, what past that is the compression processor, and we usually suggest that to be on, but only at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We approach the compressor processor with finesse, rather than just tons of it, where you just got stuck up between words, and people beating up people back in the back corner that get sucked up into the audio chain because there's so much compression processing. So we want to approach that with some finesse, to the point that somebody listening to you might wonder if you are or are not running compression. That's the way to do it. Very light. Like I say, a 3 out of 10 or a 30 out of 100, it just does an amazing job for what it does, and you'll never hear that on the air, hardly.
An amazing job for what it does, and you'll never hear that on the air.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just turned the processor on. And once again, how would you describe my transmitted audio quality?
Right now, I wish I had a better signal. I do. You're on my Virginia SDR. I would like to get you to my local antenna. Let's see if I can get back to my local antenna now. Come back and talk to me for a minute.
Let's see if I can get back to my local antenna. Come back and talk to me for a minute.
Yeah, let's switch the... I didn't check the level. I didn't check the level, but I don't think I've got too much going on here. I'm watching ALC. I've got very little ALC indication. I probably could do a lot more. But anyway, it's W4QJ. Have you got me on the local antenna?
No, I wound up on my, let's see, my Georgia antenna, which is best, because when I'm running my SDRs, I'm not looking at a meter or anything. I'm just listening for white noise with your signal to judge your signal strength by how much noise there is, and I can do that just as you go through a 6-position switch, like maybe 5 seconds, 4 seconds, something like that. So right now I'm on my Georgia antenna, which is the most productive. But I would say, that compression processor on at a 3. out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just very light there. Then move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, don't worry about the second half of that word. It's the first half that makes you a certified tone generator. Audio. Don't stress it. Just say it like you would say any other word. And adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3. 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter as you say the word audio and adjust your mic. Roger?
Meter, as you say the word audio and adjust your mic. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Audio. Well, you see, I need more mic gain here. Let's see. Audio. No, I'm still not showing. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get the proper. Okay. All right. It's the W4QJ audio. I'm overdriving here, that's for sure. All right. Oh, let's see. That's about as good as I'm going to get it.
Roger, Roger. So when you're speaking, you have a sweet spot there on your ALC meter. It's right at 7 or 2/3, and that's where you want to keep your audio as best you can in that sweet spot. You might have to trim your mic level just a little bit one way or the other, but it should be just a natural, whatever your natural projection level is, should give you a 7 or 2/3 peak on your ALC meter. And we suggest also that maybe you keep your ALC meter out. So, I mean, you've got to have something to do as you're talking to your friends and neighbors around the world. So keep your ALC meter out and concentrate on trying to keep that that meter in the 7 or 2/3 sweet spot. And over a period of weeks working with that, you'll develop a relationship between you and your ALC meter, and you'll just be able to keep that meter right in the sweet spot all the time. Roger?
You'll just be able to keep that meter right in the sweet spot all the time. Roger?
Well, that's what I always try to do. I always watch the ALC. I'm still hitting it a little bit hard here. Okay. Audio. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I mean, I've been a ham a long time. Close to 60 years, so I think I am aware of ALC.
Yes, sir. There's so many, the ALC is the Bible for your radio. It'll tell you more about what's going on in your audio system than, your 2 or 3 friends down the road. I mean, it'll just, it'll tell you what it needs. And, I found over a period of time the simplest way to set a level is audio by voice. Adjust the mic level until the ALC is 7 or 2/3 level. And there you go. I guess the hardest part is not to stress the audio, just say it as a normal tonality that you would use in a conversation. Roger?
Tonality that you would use in a conversation. Roger?
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, also the number 4, my call Whiskey 4, Quebec Juliet, has a similar effect. What is your call sign, by the way? I have not copied your call, over.
Roger, call here is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And repeat, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. The name is Jim, Juliet India Mike, and we're located across the river from Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger?
We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger?
Okay, Jim. Well, you've been very helpful, and I'm sure there are others out here who would like to get in here with you. So let me sign with you. Thank you very much for your advice. And we'll look for you here again. I'm just going to stand by and listen. KC9VKV and W4 QJ. 7-3, old man.
Roger, Roger, John, 73, sir. And like I say, if you wanted to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do the call letter search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3400, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Oh, okay. Thanks very much. So I can, if I go to YouTube after noon tomorrow, it should be there, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And regardless of what YouTube says, I mean, sometimes YouTube has some delays in their reality. Let me put it that way. But it'll be there, and it'll be the first cut in this 3400 series. Like I say, we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Like I say, we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll check it out tomorrow. Once again, 73 from W4QJ.
Roger, Roger, John, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
KC9VKV, W4QJ. Can you come back for just a couple of minutes?
Yes, sir. What's the call sign now?
Yes, sir. What's the call sign now?
Whiskey 4, Quebec, Juliet. I just worked you here a few minutes ago, and since you don't have any other stations waiting, I wonder if you could give me a report on a change I'm going to make here with the transmit equalizer.
Alrighty, I've got a good signal on you. I'm using my PASDR. You look to be about 8 dB over their noise level, so I'm listening.
8 dB over their noise level, so I'm listening.
Okay, Jim, all I want to do here is turn on the different settings in the transmitter equalizer on this TS590. Right now, the equalizer is turned off. This is turned off. And I'm going to go to the first setting. This is high boost number 1. High boost number 1 on the Kenwood TS590. Did you notice any difference, over?
Oh, yeah, your bottom dropped off. And your top end became accentuated then. I would say the roll-off frequency was something around 330 cycles. Sounds like that. So it's mainly a low roll EQ, Roger?
It's mainly a low roll EQ, Roger?
Okay, that's so-called high boost number 1. Now I'm going to switch to the next setting. Let's see what this is. This is high boost number 2. High boost number 2 on the Kenwood TS590. High boost number 2. What's the verdict?
Roger, didn't notice a lot of difference. Might have been a slight more roll on the bottom end, but not anything to write home about, Roger.
Roll on the bottom end, but not anything to write home about, Roger.
Right, well, let me ask you this. Would this setting probably be better for a pileup?
Well, you know, there's a discussion about that. Say that there's a pileup going, and there's 50 guys trying to get a hold of this other guy, and all these guys got their bottoms end rolled out because they want to, be heard. Okay, so all of them are very similar in EQ, that they have the bottom end rolled off, trying to make contact with this guy. Okay, so somebody comes along with a well-balanced audio system that has plenty of content where these other people are rolling off their stuff. There's no competition problem for this guy to work against. He's got all of that frequency range from say 600 cycles, down to 100, and there's plenty of information that can go in that area, particularly when you're fighting other people that are not in that area because they've elected to EQ that out. Roger.
To EQ that out. Roger.
Yeah, okay. All right, now I'm on another setting. This is another setting. This is called format. This is called format path. Format path. And what it's supposedly doing is cutting out frequencies that are outside normal voice range. Now, what does this setting sound like, this so-called format path?
It sounds hollow. It sounds, I don't know, if you were talking into the bottom of a hollow tree, it just sounds like that. I wouldn't like that one at all, because it's just too, we fight everything to get a good signal, and that hollowness just would be terrible. The thing is, you have distractions in audio, all different kinds of distractions. The first distraction is maybe a poor EQ that has no top end for articulation. So you have to pay particular attention to try to understand what the person's saying, as opposed to just receiving what the person's saying when they have good articulation levels. The other thing is when you have echo, like if you were to be 2 feet, 3 feet away from your microphone, when you spoke, you would have all kinds of room noise that would be vying for the attention and be a distraction to what you're trying to say. So that's when we usually suggest that a person, operate a microphone within 3 or 4 inches. Ideally, if they had the chance to go ahead and get a foam windscreen over that microphone so they can really work it any way they want to. And then for hand mics, we want that to be, towards the corner of your lips, actually touch the corner of your lips and talk past that microphone. Roger?
The corner of your lips and talk past that microphone. Roger?
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm definitely not going to use this setting, FP. We got one last setting here. Okay, this is called conventional. This is called conventional 90. This is so-called Cat 590. This is so-called conventional setting. How does this sound?
Okay, compare it with that second one you had, whatever that was, of a top boost, number 2 that you had. Try that one.
Whatever that was, of a top boost, number 2 that you had. Try that one.
Okay, let me go to high boost number 2. Okay, Jim, this is high boost number 2. High boost number 2 on the TS590.
Roger, I like that fairly well. Try that 1. Try number 1, and let me listen to that as opposed to 2.
1. Try number 1, and let me listen to that as opposed to 2.
Okay, this is high boost number 1. High boost number 1 on the Kenwood TS590 with the Heil GM5 microphone.
Okay, I really like that 2. I think 2 would be good, but I want you to go back and check your mic level. Audio, adjust your mic level for 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter. You sound just a little hot in that number 2 position, Roger.
ALC meter. You sound just a little hot in that number 2 position, Roger.
Okay, well, yeah, I am bumping up the ALC a little bit, maybe more than I should. Let me see what I can do about that. But I'm going to leave it here. This is on high boost number 1. High boost number 1. You like that better than high boost number 2?
No, I like number 2 better because it doesn't seem to be, and I don't know why, but it doesn't seem to be quite as hot in the mid-range. You sound much better, I think, with a better top end in that number 2 position, Roger.
And in that number 2 position, Roger.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is high boost number 2, and I probably should probably back off the mic gain here.
Yeah, setting that level is really easy, you know. It's just that word audio. I spent 3 months actually trying to find the right word to be a human test tone generator. And I'm looking at a frequency meter, and I'm saying the word audio, and I'm saying and suddenly I'm looking at this meter that's going all the way across from one end to the other end as far as showing me what frequencies are being emitted on that word. And so it just has so many resonances and overtones that it just a perfect word to use to set a level. Audio.
Perfect word to use to set a level. Audio.
Yeah, audio. Okay, right now the way I've got the mic gain set, audio. All right, that probably is about where it should be. That doesn't sound as if I'm overdriving, does it?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. What is your mic level, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. What is your mic level, just out of curiosity?
Okay, it's set at 24. Now, I don't know what the maximum is. I'd have to, well, let me see what the maximum is. Hang on.
Well, it really doesn't matter as far as the mic level is concerned. It matters. The thing that matters most is the mic level effect on the ALC. You're using the ALC meter as a mod meter to set up your modulation 100% and your dynamic range. You're looking for a 3 dB dynamic range, which is a very loud signal, 80 to 85% average peak modulation. Now, the thing is, if you continue to push the input volume on your ALC, it will start to get fatter than 3 dB. It'll get somewhere around 2 dB or a dB and a half, and at some point it gets so fat that it goes over the other side, and it's hard to understand. It's loud, but it's hard to understand what the word is. So we want to keep that dynamic range in the 3 dB ballpark. Roger?
Dynamic range in the 3 dB ballpark. Roger?
Yeah, okay. Well, just for a bit of trivia, this setting is 24, and the maximum on this radio says 100. And I'm hitting the ALC up half to 3/4.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the sweet spot. That and it does make a difference. So that's 7 or 2/3. Just as far as the actual sweet spot's concerned, that's what will give you your 3 dB dynamic range. So I would try to stay as close to 7 or 2/3 as I could, and again suggesting that you keep your ALC meter out so you can view it and be able to tweak that mic level just a little bit one way or the other to comfortably keep your audio range within that 7 or 2/3 position on your ALC meter. Roger?
7 or 2/3 position on your ALC meter. Roger?
Yeah, well, I always have the ALC turned on. You know. So, I mean, that's just my operating habit. I can probably give it a little bit more, as a matter of fact. Okay, there we go. Well, anyway, thank you very much once again. for all your help here this afternoon, and I'll be checking YouTube tomorrow. So once again, 7-3. And how often do you come in here, Jim? Over?
We're on Friday afternoons from 3:30 till 5. Just on Friday afternoons, 3:30 till 5. Roger, roger.
Just on Friday afternoons, 3:30 to 5. Roger, roger.
Okay, well, I'll make a note. All right, once again, thank you very much, 7-3. KC9VKV, W4QJ. So long.
Roger, roger, sir. And that last transmission was just beautiful. So if you want to hear that great audio, if you go to YouTube, do the call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3400. And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. So, with that being said there, let me say 73. What's that call sign one more time?
Let me say 73. What's that call sign one more time?
Whiskey 4, Quebec, Juliet.
Alrighty, John in North Carolina, Roger.
Alrighty, John in North Carolina, Roger.
That's it.
All right, buddy. Well, let me say 73 to you, sir. It's been a pleasure, and hope you have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. And I think we're going to get out of here now. It's about 4 or 5 till, and we got to go fishing. So let me say 73 has been a pleasure. Also, though, if one has participated and would like to hear their audio, again, if you go to YouTube, do the call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. So, with all that being said, let me get out of here. This is KC9VKV returning the frequency back to normal amateur radio use. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor is clear.
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor is clear.
Sir, I got somebody on my Kentucky SDR. They're very light. Suggest you come up on mic and try your call sign one more time.
Suggest you come up on mic and try your call sign one more time.
This is Whiskey America 7, Whiskey Kilo Yankee, WA7 WKY.
WKY, Roger, Roger. This is KC9VKV. What's the name?
WKY, Roger, Roger. This is KC9VKV. What's the name?
My name is Barry Bravo Alpha Radio Yankee. Kit Sugar Baker 401 in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Roger, Ohio. Okay, and what's the name again?
Roger, Ohio. Okay, and what's the name again?
Barry Bravo Alpha Radio Yankee.
Roger, Barry, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Barry, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Barry, I think we doubled. What radio are you running today, sir?
Barry, I think we doubled. What radio are you running today, sir?
I'm using a Heath Kit Sugar Baker 401. Heath Kit Sugar Baker 401.
Boy, oh boy, what is the age of that radio?
Boy, oh boy, what is the age of that radio?
About 55 years, 55 years.
Roger, Roger. Boy, I'll tell you what, it's still sounding pretty good. Why don't you give me about 10 to 15 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger?
System, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger?
Okay. All right, very good. And here is the crew 10, 80 crew 10, the only part of the fan that's loaded would be the 80-meter fan, the 80-meter leg on it. So that's the story here. It's up about 30 feet, that's an RTA.
Okay, Barry, I know you do not have many adjustments on that radio, but you do have a mic volume control. And I want you to bring that mic volume control up about A little bit. What o'clock is that mic level showing right at the moment?
Right now I'm full ALC, right up to the limit, and the control is fully clockwise.
The mic level is full up?
That's correct.
Okay, what I want you to do is come closer to mic by 2 inches. 2 inches closer to the mic than where you were.
Okay, I'm right on top of the mic right now, and should be as close as I can get.
Okay, I would run it like that because you're just now approaching 3 dB dynamic range. Before you were very, very light in your audio. It was like you were not running any processing, which I don't think you do have a compressor. You do not have a compressor processor on that radio, Roger?
That's confirmed. I don't have any kind of preamp or processor. But I just wanted to see how I was getting out. I will keep you, Jim. I know you're heading out, but I do appreciate the signal report.
Yes, sir. Well, I would run the microphone just like that. It helps you in the bottom end. You know, there's a thing about proximity effect that says the closer you operate, the closer you speak to the element and the microphone, the more bass response there is. So that last transmission that I got you to come closer, you increased your bass, which I think you needed, and you also started up there getting a better signal into your ALC. I know that your ALC may not show it, but I can see by the way the meter hangs as to what your dynamic range is, and it looks like right at this point you're around 3 dB, which means that your average percent of peak modulation is between 80 and 85%, Roger.
Okay, well, Jim, I appreciate that very much.
85%, Roger.
Okay, well, Jim, I appreciate that very much. All the best to you, and I hope you have a good evening, and thanks very much for the report. I appreciate that very much. I know you're doing great service on our hands. KC9 Victor Kilo Victor, Whiskey America 7 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. You have a good evening, and thanks again, Jim.
Roger, Barry. Now remember, work that mic proximity, just the way you were that last transmission. Try to establish a uniformity as to how you present to the microphone distance-wise and all of that. And if you continue to do that, you'll be absolutely spot on. So let me say 73. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, be cut number 1 in the series is 3400, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
3400, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks, Jim. All the best to you, and thanks again. I appreciate it.
WA7WKY,
clear.
For a quick audio check.
Stand by, sir. Barry 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful evening, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. Other station, go ahead.
And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. Other station, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Whiskey 4, November Papa, and I just wondered if you had time for a quick audio check on this microphone here.
Yes, sir. What's the name there?
Yes, sir. What's the name there?
The name is David. I'm in northern Middle Tennessee, running a Swan 700CX. So not many adjustments, pretty much just a mic gain adjustment.
Roger, what Swan radio is that?
Roger, what Swan radio is that?
It is the 700CX.
Okay, what mic are you running?
Okay, what mic are you running?
This mic is a Shure 444D, over.
Alrighty, so how far away? Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you come 2 inches closer to that mic than what you have been doing. Your curve is fairly nice on the top end, but it is lacking on the bottom side. So simplicity says if we just get a little bit closer to that mic, then you'll have some additional bass in your signal, Roger?
Mike, then you'll have some additional bass in your signal, Roger?
Roger. Okay, here's about 2 fingers width at the microphone proximity.
Okay, why don't you tell me about your antenna system for a minute and let me listen to you.
Tell me about your antenna system for a minute and let me listen to you.
Sure, okay, antenna 80 meter halfway in fed, at about 80 meter halfway, 40 feet multi-banded 50%. Mic gain, proximity on the Shure 444, and again proximity on the Shure 444D microphone. I'm at about 2 fingers width. Over.
Yes, sir. Okay. And that radio, it's not running 100-2900. It's running what? 2700 top end?
Running what? 2700 top end?
I believe this radio has the special filter kit, and I believe it puts it about 2700 over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, well, that, by today's standards, that means that your top end has been rolled somewhat because, radios today are 100 to 2900. So, what we want to do is, try to get that radio as best we can. And what I'm saying is that the level that you're running now and your proximity to microphone has diminished some of the problems that radio had initially, like low bottom end response and not enough audio drive. So by you working it the way you're working it now, you've solved a couple of problems, Roger.
The way you're working it now, you've solved a couple of problems, Roger.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm glad I was able to get a little bit better response out of the microphone. That's the reason I was wanting to check in with you, to maybe try to see where the best proximity on the microphone would be. Over.
Yes, sir. I think you're right there. I would run it just like that, Roger.
Yes, sir. I think you're right there. I would run it just like that, Roger.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So, I hope you said you was wanting to go fishing, so I hope you catch a bunch, and thanks again for taking my call and taking a few extra moments to help me out with that. I really appreciate it.
Roger, David, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. I'd love to have you. All right, we got to get out of here and return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. We're going fishing. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, clear.